Jayapriya Vidyalaya group of institutions and founder of Drona group of companies. We will be exploring a very meaningful topic, building strong teacher-student relationships. Welcome, Mr. Dinesh. It's a pleasure to have you with us.
Sure.
So, Mr. Dinesh, I would like to begin with the questions where we want to discuss. Actually, they want to discuss about the building strong teacher-student relationship. I think it's a very trending thing right now that everybody wants to know. Basically, rather than teachers and students, parents wants to know that what kind of relation should be in a teacher and a student. There should be and how the teacher and student can build a strong relationship. So, to begin with, what does a strong teacher student relationship mean to you in today's educational context?
That's a very pertinent question to start with. I love this entire topic when you shoot it up. It's not just a teacher-student relationship. In any aspect of be it personal life or professional life, in any genre, I think relationship is something that holds the entire space. Be it knowledge shared, be it love, friendship, trust, anything. So relationship matters a lot. So it is inevitable, even in the space of shared by a student and teacher, a relationship is something that holds us very strong. For example, if I could ask you, what's your favorite subject? Someone could quickly say, I love chemistry, physics, math. It's not just because of the subject. Certainly, it is because of the teacher. The relationship that established between the student and the teacher will be an ever-cherishing memory, and that actually creates a lot of curiosity, interest among students in order to love their subject. Because many times, even I've seen many students, even my students as well, they complete all their assignments. They are very sharp at my teaching learning because they do not want to get a bad name, or they do not want to lose a bad figure or a bad image with me. And even that is the common case with other teachers as well. Just because they love the teacher, they complete the task on time and they get it done on time. So this is something which I always believe when it comes to a student-teacher relationship. The knowledge or the transformation is way beyond than the information, because a normal, if you do not establish a proper relationship, then you would be only sharing information. I always say anything that the student doesn't experience merely is going to be an information. And I guess information is available everywhere. You need not have a human touch to give an information where machines can do. So what is the role of a teacher is only to establish that rapport and relationship among children, which will help them to love their subject and get motivated to aspire or to achieve something what they wanted to achieve. Because every achievers you coin now today, or be it scientists or be it any genres they are, it could have been an inspiration from one of the teachers. That is only because of the relationship between a student and teacher, which is very pertinent for any transformation to happen.
Right. I mean, thank you for that perspective. It's refreshing to hear how relationships in education go beyond academics and touch the emotional and personal growth of students. So I would like to ask you the next question that in your experience, what are some of the biggest benefits when teachers invest in building strong connections with their students?
Okay. I would like to quote an example, a very beautiful example in one of my experience. There was one student of grade 12. He did not have a father. His father passed away when he was in grade 6. So he was raised by a mother. The mother is also an auntie or such stuff working in the same campus. And he was raised by his mother. And they were not with a well-off family. They were kind of, average, below average middle class family. And he was the only child. So he behaved like a gang leader for the entire class. So that's the kind of attitude that he had. He was very rude with teachers, and academically he was not very strong. And he behaved harsh with everyone, with his friends, juniors, with teachers as well. I remember one incident, what happened, students were taking up their assessments. The child was actually, he wanted to go to a washroom. So he asked the teacher, may I go to washroom? But the teacher denied. The teacher thought if he is left, he might go and copy and share the answers and come. So he was denied. He asked the second time, he was denied. He was asked third time, he was denied. On fourth time, he was completely pissed off and he stood on the bench and he was unzipping himself, saying that I'm going to pee here. So everyone were, literally shocked. The teacher immediately pulled other staff support, and they took him to the principal's office. And everyone were very strongly recommending that he should be chunked out of the school, given a TC, because this kind of behavior can influence other children and make them hard as well. So there was only one teacher, I still remember, a biology teacher, who stood for the child and said, I'll take responsibility of the child. And if anything happens like this ever in the future, I will quit my job and I'll take the child out. So the principal accepted, where the entire people accepted, because they knew anyhow he's not going. He is going to repeat the behavior. He's not going to. So after the teacher just called the child separately and just told him one thing. He said, "See, he is a biology teacher. So he said, I love biology. So I'm going to teach you biology, and I want you to learn biology along with me. So whenever you're free, you will come sit with me and for biology classes." So every time the teacher was free, he slowly, started to invoke his curiosity in his subject. And the child also started to get along with biology classes. He became so attracted towards that subject. And slowly he started improving other subjects as well. And luckily, I could see the child, faring well in his board examination. Particularly in biology, he got 100 out of 100. Even in the other subject, he got a very good. And that's a very big story, to put it very short. After years later, he was actually, he did his master's in US, one of the reputed college. He did his master's in US. And post-master's, he was doing a research in US as well. During that period, he was actually sponsoring 30 underprivileged children, right? 30 underprivileged children who lost the parents, and he was actually sponsoring all their education. So imagine, one teacher could transform a life of a child just by establishing a relationship with the child, spending some quality time with the subject that he loves, and the attention the child was given, transformed an individual who raised up to support a society of 30 children. And imagine what that 30 children will in turn do, and how much big the whole transformation can happen to be. So this is something which is very, very powerful. I'm just sharing you one example for the benefit of me. But there are many spaces where a teacher who has established a perfect relationship with the students, trying to understand the child, take a step below, go a step below, and handle the child like how it has to be handled, and accept the child as what he is. That has actually made a huge transformation, be it academics, be it in any spaces. Even in sports, I've got many examples. A child who have achieved, marks in sports as well. So as long as the teacher establishes a very good relationship, I think they've got huge benefit. See, this teacher just said, I love biology and I'm teaching you biology. That's it.
Right.
That is the benefit that you have when you teach what you love, and when you establish a relationship with the child, and you never know what miles the child will reach after years later, unless another child comes and says, this is what I've. So this is what is a benefit that I feel, when you establish a proper relationship with the student, can take the child across. I'm not able to hear you. Yeah.
Sorry. It shows that how impactful genuine connections can be, and shaping not just learning outcomes, but also the confidence and character of students. So I think when teachers build genuine connections, it's not only improves learning, but also makes students feel safe, valued, and motivated. So it's really the foundation of lifelong trust and growth.
Very.
Yeah. So, I would like to ask my next question that what role do communication and empathy play in strengthening teacher-student bonds?
See, these are two key factors, be it 21st century skills want or anything. Communication and empathy, right? As long as you don't empathize with the child, you start either labeling them or you start judging, right? These two factors obviously problem if you do not actually empathize with the child. Even for this, I'll give you a very beautiful example. there was one child in grade 9, right? And often he was noticed, signaling bad hand signals with girls, right? So that came down as a complaint with the principal. And this guy is behaving very bad. He signals very wrong with girls, and he's in company with girls, and so on. So there was one teacher who genuinely went to the side and asked him, "What is your problem?" When everyone were complaining, there was one teacher who went and asked, "What is this problem?" The child simply said, he's been addicted watching porn movies right from grade 5. Okay. And the reason for his addiction is in grade 5, the children used to play outside in the apartment. They live in an apartment, there is a ground, they play. When there's a heterogeneous crowd, they play with elder kids as well. They play with grade 12 and college students as well. When he was in grade 5, an influential college guy got him into this vicious habit. And that is how he got himself addicted over a period of time. Imagine from grade 5 and grade 9, only in grade 9 we have spotted the child is addicted to porn. Then he very openly, every time I look at a girl and every time I look at people, this is the kind of thoughts that comes into my mind, and I'm not able to come out. Where we slowly, worked with the child, and it took at least actually 6 months time for us to understand, okay, this is what is happening with the child. And over a period of 6 months, we very beautifully took him out of that thought process and slowly channelized his energy into sports. He's a very good sportsman. But this is one example of sports. Even I also remember one child in grade 12. He was a topper in grade 10, but grade 11 and 12, his academic slowly languished. I asked him actually because I love interacting with students and I love interacting with that guy as well. I asked him, "What happened to you?" He simply said, "Sir, I'm more focused towards girls. I'm not able to stop myself. I'm not able to stop myself looking at girls." It took hardly a month's time for me to make him understand that looking at a girl is nothing wrong. I did not blame him or I did not punish him. Nothing. He was very openly said. Just imagine how frank the child would rather be candidly. He said, "I'm not able to look at it." When I worked with him for a period of 1 month and now he is actually a doctor. This happened. This is a story 10 years back. He didn't. He came school first in grade 12, and he joined IIM, and now he's a doctor. Uh,
I hope once we will post the
sorry, I
session
said
on
IIM is
YouTube,
AIDS.
then he should see this.
Yeah. I'm so much. He inspired me. I thought I inspired him, but over a period of time, I could. Now I'm telling an inspirational story of a child. So as long as you don't, empathize with the child, you don't communicate with the child. A simple question: what is it happening within you? What is it that
Right.
you want? Or how can I help you? I always tell my teachers, I always have this question in your mind: how can I help you? Let the children speak out. Give them the space where they can communicate. But a space to communicate, first you need to empathize with them. Do not judge them. Do not tell them this is how children are. Teenagers
Exactly.
are like that. Adolescents are like that. And this is a very bad habit. And everything, right? Be it smoking, porn addictions, getting attracted to girls, all adolescent problems are something that has to be handled. Then it can be, punished or, admonished. I always tell my teachers, listen to the child, allow them to speak, empathize with the child, start understanding where exactly he slipped. Actually, he slipped because every misbehavior is a behavior. According to
Right.
us, it's not matching to the standard. But according to the child, he behaved because no one told me whether what is right or wrong, what is the after effects of that. When we empathize with children, we sit with them, we don't tell them that is wrong, but we work with them and make them understand, okay, this is not actually needed for this point of time. So this empathy and communication is a very, very powerful tool, I believe every teacher should have in order to bring up their children to whatever standard that you expect, rather than, it's not that we give them a brand, because every one of us are groomed or nurtured by teachers of past generation. Now we have Gen Alpha generation, and you know how the behavior of the children is very, very different. So you cannot be training them, teaching them, handling them with how you have been handled. So you got to
Right.
understand what they are, and only then you need to understand. You need to empathize with them, and you need to talk to them. Spend some time. Every child wants to be heard. And if
Right.
that's going to be the case, then I think you will have a very beautiful transformation with every child, whomever you think are misbehaving or who doesn't fit to the social standard.
Right, exactly. I'm sure many of our listeners can recall a teacher who made them feel truly heard. That's the kind of bond we are talking about here. I must say, empathy and communication aren't just soft skills, they are the glue that builds lasting trust between teachers and students. So, very well said, Mr. Dinesh. I mean, communication and empathy really are the foundation of trust, and once students feel understood, learning becomes so much more effective.
Very true.
So, in today's digital era, with online classes and technology driven learning, how can teachers maintain personal connections with their students?
See, whenever we talk in many forums, I think now we talk about AI, digital era, transformation in terms of technology and all. But I always believe the role of a teacher is way beyond this technology. Right? We should be doing what AI and Google cannot do. We should not be competing with what AI and Google can do and say that they are not, they are actually killing our thought process, creativity, or it is actually being an enemy to the teaching fraternity. But I always believe AI and technology to be made as a companion of a teacher, where you can help children uh, to become more creators. For example, every time when you give a prompt or anything that if you sit with Gemini and our Chat GPT or any AI forum or technology forum, nowadays you have information floated everywhere. Right? There is we don't have any dearth of information. In those days, teacher were the only source of information. Now you don't have any dearth of information. So the role of the teacher is not to make children remember facts or not to make children to actually recall things or to cook up things or to look for information. So can now I think the role of the teacher should be more than that, where they help children how to put all these informations into pieces and build certain things. That's what how to create certain things, how to actually become novel with all the information, facts, figures, or whatever they get. So that should be the attitude and thought process of teachers, because as we always say, AI and technology can be a Google map that will tell you this is your destination, but you need a human touch to take them through the journey. To take them through the journey and tell them, okay, this way doesn't work. You take diversion, you take to this route and handle this way. And that's a beautiful journey. I think teachers can actually take children across along with this technology and AI integration. And there is another threat when we talk about technology and integration. I'm going back to the previous line of communication and empathy. Because when you talk about technology, I think students interact a lot with AI. They interact a lot with machines, right?
Right.
And it's slowly bringing down the human touch as well. Students, you can see getting into small groups, students getting isolated because they spend a lot of screen time. They interact a lot with AI, and AI gives them a lot of prompts, and they spend a lot of time with the mission rather than human touch. So this is where I think the role of a teacher is very handy, where you can spend some time with children, take them away from that, plan for a lot of hands-on activities, experiential activities, but do take the help of AI, because
Even
let's not
students are
load them with
addicted to
information.
AI now these days.
Yes, and it is you cannot do anything about it. It is something which is readily available. Whenever you stop or say no, they get more attracted to that. It is
Right,
inevitable
exactly.
for us to stop. But can we all plan such a way that can we include that AI and also help children how to use this AI to the benefit with a human intervention or the support of the teacher? This is something that we all should be looking at, because digital literacy is very, very important to children. And
Right.
along with that, human intervention, human knowledge, and values, and whatever the experiential areas that we can touch upon is something which we all should be looking at, rather than these days I see most of the teachers, the moment they saw AI cropping up, they started preparing worksheets, question papers, everything through AI. When teachers take question papers from AI, then students also take the answers from AI. They simply type the question and they get the answers. So the role
Right.
of a teacher is should be somewhere where you make children think, rather not pull the information, because we have to come out of this roadblock, right? Ask a question and that they have it has only one answer. Can we all prepare questionnaires, or can we all prepare an activities where the answers are from the thought process of the students, with the information that is available with AI or technology as well. So the role of the teacher is, I believe, is something which is going to be wider, bigger, and our focus and preparation has to be to that level, that where you make children get information, but they need to access, process, and come up with a response rather than trying to pull information and give away the answers. So this is how I want my teachers to spend a lot of time. But the moment you get into that vibe, the moment you become that kind of a teacher, I think it will create a huge impact, and people will definitely value teacher more than they valued in the past.
Right.
Instead of valuing the AI, I think in the future, if teacher is going to become the digitally strong, I think we'll be valued more. And the best example for that is during the COVID time. None of us knew what is Zoom and what is Google Meet until as long
Right.
as the waves hit. And I think immediately within a month or two, every school started online classes. That shows the capacity where the teachers can adapt and adopt quickly whenever there is a need. So I think it's a high time where we teachers had to, adjust ourselves, adapt ourselves, and become an adept in technology so that we use it to our benefit and to make our children good, creative, and critical thinkers.
Right. And I think many parents and students listening can relate, even behind a screen, that human touch from teachers makes all the difference. So it's great reminder that technology is just a tool, but the heart of touching will always be relationship and care.
Yes.
And I would love for our listeners to think about this. Did you ever feel more connected to a teacher online than in person? So please comment in comment section once the video will be posted on YouTube. So I want to hear from all our listeners about this. So Mr. Dinesh, that's such a valuable insight. Even with technology, the human touch of a teacher makes all differences, and students need that now more than ever.
Very.
So, I would like to know what are some common challenges teachers face while trying to build strong bonds with students, and how can they overcome them?
See, practically, the challenges what we face in the classroom is the number of students in the class. When we have a children of 40, 45, even CBSE has sent a circular that there should be 40, 45 children in a class. When you have a bigger class. And the second is your timelines. When you have a structured curriculum that you need to finish in a particular period of time. And the third is the heterogeneous sector of students. Right? When you talk about 40 students, we have different set of students coming up with a different background, different culture, different thought process, different IQ level, and different EQ levels. Then you have a heterogeneous set of students, and that again becomes a very big challenge. So these are the limitations I usually see when it comes to establishing a relationship with children. But I think it's a high time where we teachers have to accept this, and we need to get ourselves prepared how to handle this particular season. Once you start accepting, because many cases I see teachers complaining this, they say like the students are more, or how do we understand every child, how do we spend every child, how do I bring in the personalized student, every space instead of how or what. Can we all start thinking, okay, can we all accept, okay, like now we'll have a bigger classroom with 40, 45 children, yes. And we have heterogeneous student, yes. We have a timeline, yes. This is how we are conditioned. Can we start thinking how to handle this? The moment when the COVID strikes and we all completely shifted to an online mode, since we never had a choice, we never thought we would remain in a closed to wall for years, at least a year. But we were conditioned and we were able to do that. So I always believe if beyond these limitations, if teachers could actually accept this, I think they can bring in a magical difference inside the class. Because I've also seen many good teachers who handle this like a pro. Right. And whenever I interacted with those teachers, they simply say, yes, I have accepted, rather than I don't complain. Yes, these are my children. And this is what is the segment I have. And I'm the teacher. Right. And when you say all children are naughty or all children are different from a different culture, yes, that is why they are children. And that's why we are a teacher.
Right,
But everything
right,
that you complain, the only thing that I say is, yes, we do have all complaints and we do have all reservations around. And that is why we still have a temple and schools around. just because there are issues around. So there is these are the challenges which I usually see propping up into the classes. But I want every teacher to get into this thought of no child should be left. Once you get into that idea, because I always believe, if as a teacher, if you ignore the child, if you ignore the particular class, if you do not consider them to be enriched with your teaching learning process, I think those children will be passed on to the next level, and they'll be passed on to the next level, and this cycle goes. And imagine the learning gap that gets created every year, learning gap that created by every teacher. And here and there, because there have been many cases where teachers come and say, sir, in grade 10 he doesn't know alphabets, or he doesn't know to make a sentence, or he's not very good in math. There are many cases where teachers complain in grade 10, but we have seen teachers working magics in grade 10 and grade 12, making them pass or score well. And how did that happen? Because you have assessment, you have board examination, and you have no choice rather than to make the child pass. If that is the attitude and condition that we have right from the lower classes, can we condition ourselves that this is our responsibility? No child should be left out. We should ensure that every child should score well. If that's the attitude, I think every student will be handled with that point of attention. And I don't think these all will be challenges with every teacher. I think every teacher can establish relationship with every child, handle every subject, handle every class, be it with all these limitations. The only thing the teacher has to accept, and the teacher has to believe that he or she can actually get this. So this is something which I want every teacher to actually get along, rather than thinking about this in grade 10 and grade 12 board examination. Can we think of this right from kindergarten? Can we take this as an onus right from kindergarten, that no child in my class will be left out? Or even if it is 40, 45, whatever the number of children, yes, these are my children, these are the group that I'm going to handle, this is a timeline, this is a curriculum, and this is the heterogeneous sector that they have come from. Instead of asking what is it that I can do, can you reflect to yourself and say, how can I contribute? So this is something I want every teacher to start reflecting. If this is going to be the reflection, I don't think all these will be a challenge. Maybe we can say, for the pursuit of saying that all these are limitations, I don't think as a teacher who's truly transformed, there is anything that can limit a teacher.
Right. Exactly. I mean, recognizing these challenges is the first step, and your suggestions really highlight how teachers can stay committed or nurturing meaning connections.
Thank you.
So, finally, what advice would you like to share with teachers who want to strengthen their relationship with students and create a lasting impact?
Do not teach from mind, teach from heart. So I always tell teachers, you should never be taking classes from your mind. You should always be, a person by heart. You should love your subject. You should love what you're doing, and something when you love. I always tell my teachers, once you love your subject, then you will make your children also love the same. So you should love your subject. You should be teaching from your heart, and always remember, every teacher is an angel in every child's life. Right? As long as, for instance, I've seen many children who have transformed in grade 7, liking physics, liking math, liking social science, just because of grade 7 social or math or science teachers. Till grade 6, the child would have hated math, because none of the teacher who handled them did inspire him. But all of a sudden, there comes an angel in grade 7 and says, let's love, and I'm going to make you love my subject. And she expresses herself in such a way and inspires herself in such a way that students start loving that particular subject. So the more you express, the more you love your subject. And I want every one of you to become an angel in every child's life. When angel appears, ignorance disappears, darkness disappears, and light is always there. And always remember, as teachers, we may not retire with big money, but we will retire with good memories. Memories are something that will be cherished towards the end of our life. After retirement, when you sit back and recall, you will live with a lot of memories, a lot of children, where you can lift your collar and say, like, this collector is my student, or this gentleman is my student, or this doctor. Because many students who come up to me and say, sir, I'm now today because of you, because I never even remember what I did. But he comes and points out, you told me all these things. You did all these things into my life. That's why I am today. I think that is something which is truly immeasurable. And that's a treasure I always cherish rather than all the materialistic things. So always remember to retire with good memories. Be the teacher the child will remember towards the rest of his life. This is something I want every teacher to actually remember. It's not just building your subject. It's about building your relationship. How you build your relationship with children, where the children remember rest of their life. Because even today, if we recall, we remember only the relationship that we have with the teacher, not
Right.
the Pythagoras theorem or the organic chemistry or whatever the XYZ that the teacher asked. And always remember not to judge children. Very, very important. Never judge children. And as teachers, we are always there only to lift the self-esteem of the children. We are not here to pull them down or not here to label them or not to give up on the child. Let the society give up on the child. Let the parents give up on the child. Let the peers give up on the child. But you as teachers never ever give up on the child. They are the children and you are the teacher. And they are whatever what they are. And you should be in a position to ensure that no child is left out. I always believe that brings you a lot of blessings into your life. That's the most blessed space that we always have. And I also tell my teachers, like, even my own child doesn't listen to me. But when I stand in front of the speaker and there are 2,000, 3,000 children, when I address, they listen to me. And every teacher who's handling 4-5 classes, imagine you're handling 200 and 250 children, 200, 250 children, in turn, 750, maybe if you consider parents, 750 members, and you are here to influence them. You are here to say and they are here to listen. So you should always remember when you are in a position to say and when people are to listen, you should always know what to say, how to say, and how to influence. So carry that responsibility and carry that close to your heart. And always remember, this is a beautiful transformation space that God has gifted us being a profession of a teacher, because as a teacher, we may be in one profession, but we create tons of other professions as well. So always be, this is something which I want all teachers to remember. You should feel proud of yourself. Always feel proud of yourself. Immaterial of whatever money we get, immaterial of whatever appreciations, honors that we get, let the society get, because let's be honored when our children get all these, laurels in the society. So be super proud. The moment you become a teacher, be super proud. The moment you become a teacher, believe that you are an angel. And the role of angel is only to influence. The role of angel is only to uplift the self-esteem of the child. No teacher ever in this world is born to put a child down. Please carry this message very close to your heart. And you are the only savior for your children. And your children are the change makers or different makers in the society. So always believe even our children is going to live in the society where we are nurturing. Right. So even if you think selfishly as a parent, okay, my child is also going to live in a society where I'm going to groom along with inside my classes. So always remember, take this responsibility, be super proud, and be the teacher that your child remembers rest of their life. Thank you.
I mean, that's such a powerful message to end on. Thank you, Mr. Dinesh, for inspiring both educators and listeners with your wisdom and building stronger teacher-student relationships. So let's make it a little fun with a quick this or that thing. So I'll give you two options and you just have to pick one. No explanations needed. So it's just for fun. So are you ready?
Okay.
All right. Strict discipline or gentle guidance?
Gentle guidance.
Online chat or face-to-face talk?
Face to face.
Group projects or one-on-one mentoring?
Pro-
Feedback in writing or feedback in conversation?
Feedback in conversation.
Structured lessons or creative freedom?
Creative freedom.
Teachers-led discussion or student-led discussion?
Student-led discussion.
Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, Mr. Dinesh. I mean, it was really fun. So before we wrap up today's episode, I want to share something very exciting with all our listeners. Have you ever wondered how students can go beyond textbooks and really stand out in their academic and career journey? Well, here's where Connaissance Specialist steps in with its professor-led program, building program. This isn't just another after school activity. It's a transformative experience where students work on real research projects with university professors, take up exclusive internship and members of parliament, and gain practical exposure across diverse fields. What excites me the most is the special module on legal education for school students, plus structured extracurriculars, volunteering, and personal branding guidance. So, dear listeners, this isn't just about building a profile for admissions, it's about creating a powerful personal identity that reflects leadership, responsibility, and global readiness. If you would like to know more, stay connected with Connaissance specialists and give your child the edge they truly deserve. And what that we come to an end today's podcast. A big thanks to Mr. Dinesh for sharing such valuable thoughts and to our audience for joining us. And until next time, keep learning, keep connecting, and keep growing. This is Kritika signing off.
Thank you.
So, very much thank you, sir, for this session. I was, in fact, mesmerized by those deeper facts and deeper thoughts which we seldom come across. Fine, and the way he beautifully handled the issues of the children over there is something which is needed across all the schools. And maybe even if people know that what they are missing, so again they can start building up that thing which you very beautifully highlighted over there. And yes, and great to know that there are some schools which are developing the personality of the students in true sense, rather than just the overall academic thing, which nowadays are all given by the Google Baba, ChatGPT, brothers, and all those things. Yeah, very much thank you, sir, for the session.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, really wanted to say thanks to on behalf of everyone, those who are attending, and really I'm feeling blessed to be part of this session because the insightful session we have shared, and especially that a teacher should have that, you should be proud of yourself being in
Yes.
this profession. Because very first, when I started in a traditional school, my internship, it was a part of an internship. Being there, I just moved out of that curriculum because the principal also asked me to don't not go to the observe all the things, but the child was a slow learner. Then I already informed his parents and the teachers, everyone, but the principal over there, she really got angry with me. But I had this feeling in my heart that I really did justice with that child, and that is what I really believe.
Very good.
Thank you so much, sir.
Very good.
Really,
God
really
bless.
blessed. Thank you, sir. Really, it's our honor to have you. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.